Hello everyone, welcome to the Northland Artist Conversation. My name is Mark Kelly. I am your host, your guide, your MC, as we explore the wonderful world of creative people in Northland. Well, not only in Northland, but also the amazing talent that we have come into the region as well. And every now and then we manage to grab a little surprise guest. And for this podcast, we were very, very incredible. Now, at the time of this recording, Aotearoa Wrestling are tonight having their grassroots event to be held at Mackay Stadium. And earlier in the year, we had wrestler Hinare on, and Hinare is the grand mastermind of Aotearoa Wrestling. And I reached out to one of the guys and I said, "Hey, dude, I'd love to have you on, not just as a wrestler, but you know, he's also got his own YouTube channel. He's a former podcaster, former live streamer as well. So it was actually quite cool to be able to sit down with him and sort of have a chat about his creative journey." I'm going to flick to my camera now. So Jay Barrack. Jay is a very interesting character, and to say that he has some interesting stories would be a very large understatement. Jay talks about his time in Fiji, where things happened, and then he talks about his time sort of becoming the digital content creator that he is, and also how he sort of fell back in love with wrestling, and then actually became a performer as well. So for me, a very interesting journey, because my son and I watch wrestling a lot. We go down to the live shows. So finding out so much cool backstory about him is what we're all here for. And as I say in damn near every podcast, it's always cool to learn something, and we always learn something from every guest, and Jay's no exception. So let's sit down and have a conversation with Jay Barrack. And just like that, shit gets real. Yeah. So now, we're gonna do something a little bit interesting. Now, Jay, thank you very much. Welcome for joining us on the Northland Artist Conversation.
Thank you for having me.
This is super cool because you're currently in town for a wrestling event.
I sure am. I'm here for the Aotearoa Wrestling Grassroots Live show,
and that's happening the 13th of September. So by the time this podcast comes out, it will have been and gone.
Yeah.
Now, is it a bit premature to say great match, you guys won, super awesome, or is it a?
We don't know. I mean, it could be a great match. It might not be. We don't know until it happens, right?
Jake could injure his ankle again.
Yeah, blow his ankle out. He could. Well, I could blow my knee out.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah. There's
a whole possibilities, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so you're the. Man, we've had Mikhail Mulipola, Liger, and we've had Hinare on the podcast. And it's been cool because, like, with Hinare, we talked about his journey through pro wrestling. And we actually really touched on AW stuff a little bit. With Mikhail, we focused more on his comic book drawing than anything else. Now, you're not just a wrestler, are you? That's kind of part of your persona, but you've actually got creative areas in that as well. Other things, right? So, first thing I'd like to do is, how do I say your last name?
Barrack.
It is Barrack.
Yeah, Barrack. Yeah. You're like the army barracks without the S.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been, but I made a real meal of someone's name yesterday, and then I think I made a real meal of someone's name the night before. Yeah, it's been a real week of fucking up people's names.
My favourite one with my last name is that I think we were going through
Barrack.
The US. Oh, yeah. Are you related to Obama? Like, no, that's our last name, not our first name. Like, you know? Yeah, that was probably the most hilarious comment that we've had for a last name when they've gone through customs.
Yeah.
So that was but yeah, and it's a weird name, especially when it's a European name out of Fiji, because that's where I grew up. I grew up in Fiji.
Okay,
So,
wow.
yeah, I grew up in Fiji till I was 15, and then we moved. And then my mum and I moved here to New Zealand.
Can we explore a bit about that? Because
Yeah.
I don't think we've Mikhail is from Samoa.
Samoa, yeah.
Because he's known as the bloody Samoan.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't had anyone from Fiji, so this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to blow your mind with the story that I'm about to tell you about the background of my family and how we fit into Fiji. How far do I go back here?
The mic is yours, sir.
Okay, so family is originally from Edinburgh, Scotland. Came out on a schooner and made his set up shop in Fiji.
Was this your mum or your dad?
On my dad's side.
Right. Okay.
So he set up in Fiji. As usual, has a massive family. You know, and as years go by, they had a what they called a copra plantation back then. So anything to do with coconuts. So like the coconut oil, the flesh, anything that.
Oh,
so
wow.
they had massive copra plantation. So that's what they did. And then another part of the family had the only shipping company that travelled out of Suva, out of Fiji, to the main island, out to the outer islands to supply them with all their supplies for all their general stores and all that kind of stuff. So
wow.
Yeah, then fast forward to me coming along, and my parents, my mum and dad, they met here actually because my dad went to New Plymouth Boys High School, and my mother was living here in Auckland, and then there's very vague stories about how they met up, but it was one of those they saw each other for the first, the typical mum dad story. They see each other for the first time, they fell in love, all that kind of stuff. But they went back home to Fiji.
Hang on, your mum went back home to Fiji?
So no, my dad went back to Fiji,
Right.
and my mother and then they got married and went back to Fiji.
Okay, right.
So they went back to Fiji, got married,
Yep.
and so they worked as interior designers. My father was an interior designer. He did a lot of work, and also he worked in PR, which kind of gets where my people being able to talk and sit and
relate
talk
and discuss. Yeah.
I don't have any anxiety about going up to someone and talking to them. If it's something that it's related to whatever, I'm happy to go talk to them. Right. So, so he was doing that for ages. And then he moved out of interior design, and all of a sudden he was the consultant to the president of Fiji for 10 years.
I'm sorry, you just said the president of...
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But now president, prime minister?
So he was prime minister first. So
Yes.
Dad worked with him for probably about 4 or 5 years while he was in prime minister. Then he went for president, and then he became president.
Right.
All through his whole duration of...
And what was the president's name?
Ratu Sukamasisimara was his name.
It was?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So my dad was his... he had many titles, but the two main titles that he used was his consultant and also his chief of staff.
Right.
So
okay.
wherever he went, Dad was there with him. Whether
Yeah.
it be, my dad also spoke fluent Fijian for
Right.
a very light-skinned person.
Yeah.
To speak Fijian, the way that he spoke it was like you were talking. If you closed your eyes, you thought you'd be talking to a Fijian man. When really, but then that helped a lot with his work because he was able to then talk to the president and be able to explain things in Fijian to him before what's happening, what's meant to be happening, or what's going on. Before anyone. So Dad did a lot of traveling around the world. So Mum became the stay-at-home mum.
Raised you.
It raised me, yeah. So complete utter mummy's boy. I ain't afraid to say it. I wear that badge with honour and pride.
I was seeing because your mum was at the IPW Hamilton show.
Yes, and she was So Mum, if you saw me at the Eliminator,
Yes.
there was a point in time where there was a photo. I think I wasn't holding it. My auntie that comes to every show was my mum's cousin because my mother passed away into 2022.
Oh, okay.
She had a long battle with cancer, and so that night my auntie, unbeknownst to me, made this photo of Mum and brought it with us with her that night. So that was really cool. That was really cool. Going back to Fiji stuff, so Dad was traveling a lot, going in different countries, all that kind of stuff, going to places that I would never probably end up visiting, like Kuwait and going to England and a lot of travels to the US, Taiwan, Hong Kong, all those kinds of places, and
So growing up in that sort of household, I mean, you know, so I can only really sort of relate it to the lifestyle of a musician. Like the guy that's the muso in the band, he's always out touring.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dad was always away, and but when he was home, he was like he was busy as well. Like he was always at work every day.
Right. Okay.
Then, it was kind of like you look back on it now and you think, oh gosh, Dad never drove to work. He always got picked up. Like a vehicle always turn up in the morning. Vehicle turn up in the morning. Dad would go bye. He'd be from eating his toast as he's going out the door.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Get off in the car, and the car would take off, and he'd go off to work. But yeah, it's hard. And then things like Sunday lunches, like we have to go out for Sunday lunch, and Dad would not really say anything, and then we'd be at Government House for just family lunch,
just casually.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why I'm getting dressed up in this really nice clothes for a Sunday lunch, which is not normal. Like it's just shorts and a t-shirt going to Sunday lunch. But you're going to sit and have lunch with the president of Fiji and his family are all there and everything. Which all his family, I consider them family. They all are. Whether they be cousins or aunties and uncles, they've been in my life since I was a child.
Far out, man.
So yeah, it's crazy. It was crazy, man. Like I some of those stories I tell people, and they go, "Well, no way, you've done that," that kind of thing. So
man, we've had some amazing guests that have had some like really out of the box stories. So even if you were to say, "Tell me that," and then then it's like 10 years later, he's full of shit. It'll be like, no, I 100% believe it. What was it like growing up at home? It's always interesting talking with people that are artistic and like whether there was sort of art in the home or... It's so weird because you have like these diametric things where the house was either incredibly fucking arty.
Yeah.
And mum and dad were just like artists and they were multidisciplined. So, kids pick up pens and pencils or whatever. Or you have the complete polar opposite.
Yeah.
Where it's like two accountants or an accountant and a lawyer and a doctor or something with no artistic flair apart from some cousin twice removed who used to play the triangle when they get drunk.
Yeah, right. We had a lot of people in our family that were artistic. I mean, would have been a music. My father could play the piano by ear.
Wow.
So he'd sit there and we'd on a Sunday, if it was a family Sunday lunch, he was expected to sit at the piano. The aunties would be all dancing in the waltzing with each other in the living room and all that kind of stuff. I know cousins that would listen to this would totally see that because that's just something you just don't get to see. Like even us kids growing up, hearing those stories of. Oh, they used to go to the yacht club, which is the place to be at that time. Was like the local dance place that everyone would go.
Yeah.
And my father was apparently a good dancer. He used to dance. Actually, no, when I talk, he was a good dancer.
Yeah.
A great ballroom dancer, and they'd always everyone would say your father could walk on. And my father wasn't a small dude. My dad was 6'8", and about
6'8".
He was 6'8" and about 220. So and he could move like he was walking on clouds.
Wow.
So and I've heard that story 1,000 times over.
Wow.
Because all the aunties that would want to dance with them have all said to me, we always wanted to dance with your father. He was the number one person everyone ever wanted to dance with. So, but yeah.
That's so, and it's really interesting because like if there's creativity in the house and bits and pieces like that, obviously as a kid you sort of pick up on that. When did creativity first enter your life? And what was it?
I used to love to draw. I love drawing. I mean, I remember the cartoon characters, whether it be my own sort of like doodling of something or I'd see something I liked and I want to draw it. I'd sit down and I'd do my best to draw it. It was one of those things where, there used to be, I had an auntie actually. This is a great one. My auntie she's a well-known artist in Fiji. Auntie Liebling. She was amazing. I've still got one of her. I still have one of her paintings she did for me for when I was like a baby. Still sitting in storage at home. Yeah, that's how special of a woman she was. And actually, later on, she created this massive wall piece. It'd probably take up majority of this wall.
Wow.
And it's all made of tapa or masi. And it's got that, and it's hand painted local flowers and stuff on it as well.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's massive, man. And she was just she was amazing. And even looking her stuff like later on, thinking, oh, that'd be pretty cool to give it a try and all that. Because whenever I saw something different someone would be doing, I want to give it a go. I remember a friend of ours that used to love painting on tiles. She was amazing at painting things on tiles, like flowers and stuff.
Like bathroom tiles? Or?
Yeah, she just find a bathroom tile in whatever size it was, and she'd do this epic, like realistic painting of a flower or whatever.
Wow.
And you see, for me, I'd see that kind of thing and I'd be like, I want to give that a go.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't always want to give it a go. We tried it once. It would be terrible. I'm not going to lie. It was absolutely terrible.
I can't draw. It's one of the art disciplines I can't do. If someone was to ask me to draw Knight Rider side on,
Oh yes,
I'm your guy, and I can do both the left and the right. But if you ask me to draw it front on, I'm fucked. Yeah, I'm no good. It's just terrible. It looks like some kind of disaster. Perspective was never really my thing. So
Yeah.
I freely admit that I suck. I could probably do a mean Jackson Pollock.
Oh,
But you've
my
normally got to have a
goodness.
reputation before you can do that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Cigarette habit.
Yeah. We'll reference
that,
that.
yeah.
We'll reference that later.
We'll come back to that later. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness. Oh shivers. Yeah.
Now, as a child of essentially a diplomat.
Some people say he was a diplomat. I wouldn't say he was fully involved in politics and
Yeah.
decision making and stuff, but he was, in a way, I suppose. Yeah, in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I'd say yeah.
Schooling going from Fiji,
Yeah.
where
Culture shock.
you oh fuck, everyone must get picked up in cars, and then
No, this was the big one for me. And
Yeah.
this is the most hilarious thing, Mark. Like, so I went from a school
yeah,
total of 60.
well,
60 pupils.
60 students
60 students
in Fiji.
in Fiji. Which is quite funny because the school was run by an auntie of mine who I still have contact with today. She lives in Christchurch.
Yeah,
She was the headmistress for the school.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got into it anyway. Who you know, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So, and that was the worst thing ever because I could never get away with anything because the phone call would be made before I got home on the bus.
Yeah,
And I'd be told, why'd you do this today? Why was you listening? You're not going anywhere today. So anyway,
regular groundings.
yeah. No Nintendo for you this weekend.
Oh no, this is a disaster.
Yeah. Oh man, that just brought back a vivid memory. I couldn't play GoldenEye for like a weekend. That almost killed me.
Man. GoldenEye is the game. It's the game.
And you can tell it still hurts me. I
I
couldn't
know.
believe I did that
You
happen
can
to me.
see that the wounds and scars cut deep. You know, not like emo grass, but they do cut deep. So what was the culture shock like going from...
Yeah, to 600,
Yeah.
800 pupils.
Yeah. Wow.
It was unbelievable. Ottawa College was my first interaction.
Ottawa College?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Ottawa College, year 9, Ottawa College, that was... Seeing that, like, going to lunch and seeing like 4 netball courts of a sea of people.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just people everywhere. And you're just thinking, like, it didn't sink in for days. I go home to mum and be like, there's so many kids at school. Like, it's,
Yeah.
and I guess the best, going back a bit, I did do a year in intermediate here on the Hibiscus Coast because when we moved to New Zealand,
Yeah.
when we moved to New Zealand in 2000,
Okay.
I'd done a term in intermediate prior, moved back in 2000, and then I went into Ottawa College.
Wait, so did you do like year 7
Yeah,
and
was it
then
year- I think it was year 7.
year 8 back there?
Yeah.
And then year 9 here.
Yeah, pretty
Wow.
much. Yeah.
Why?
I think at the point in time,
Yeah.
we were gearing up to moving here.
Okay, right.
We did the initial move over
Yeah.
to try it out. And I don't think we were ready. I don't think we didn't have a house, and 2, mum and dad were umming ahhing about it still.
Right. Okay.
And dad was still very much working at the time.
Yeah.
And then when we came to 2000, where we basically had to get out.
Why had to?
Well, because So George Spade's coup in 2000,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
May 19th, 2000, my father's birthday. On the day of my father's birthday, we had to get out.
Yeah.
Sorry. When I say we had to get out, we had to get out of the city first because it was an utter turmoil.
Yeah.
Like the looting and everything that happened, that was no joke, man. Like I'd say, the TV didn't do it justice. Like it was just absolute.
And how old are you when this happens?
I was 15.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was 15. I was 14 and a half, nearly 15.
Yeah.
Because when we moved to New Zealand at the end of 2000, I turned 15 the next year.
Okay.
So
what was that like as a kid, man?
So I'll give you the day of the coup actually. So the day of the coup was, we all knew that there's going to be this massive march in the city, and it was about, the Fijians weren't happy with how they were dealing with land issues and all that kind of stuff, and
right.
There was an issue. My father talked about this later on, that the person who brought up the issue of the land and about the leasing and all that shouldn't have brought it up so early. He'd only been brought back in as Prime Minister. Mahendra Chaudhry, who's who it was at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
He touched on the issue too quickly. He should have left it a few more months, or maybe even a year before he even considered talking about it. But he was so adamant in his ways that he wanted to do it straight away, and he did. And to his detriment, it ended up with a coup. So this massive march was about, it probably was like 2,000-3,000 people.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest thing the city's ever seen.
Yeah.
They all marched through town, and then in amongst that, a group overthrew the parliament at that time. And when they all found out, that whole group went up to Parliament House and they sat and took it over.
Wait, so I just want to make sure I got this right. It says 2,000 people, a small subset of that 2,000 go, well, we're walking by Parliament, why not? And then they overthrow?
No, so there was a group that was going to overthrow. There's a group that went in and overthrew the Parliament while that march was happening.
Shit.
And then when it all started to unravel and they figured out that the Parliament had been overthrown, that whole 2,000
they all hook a Yui and
went up to Parliament House.
Wow.
Yeah,
well,
so...
And were you like, was your house like on the grounds or?
So our house was just, it was about, it was only not even 2 minutes away from Government House. So we lived behind Government House.
My God.
And Parliament House is probably about, if I was to travel it was probably from here to city centre. It was probably where Parliament House was.
So about 5 to 8 minutes. Yeah, not far at all.
Not far at all.
Wow.
So, but so I was at school that day. We'd all gone to school like it was a normal day. Oh, this is just the march. It's going to happen. They would all disperse, all that, everyone would go home. But then at lunchtime, morning tea time happened at 10.
Yeah.
And the overthrow was around about 10 o'clock, because we went to morning tea and we never went back to class. So we were waiting for the bell to go again for us to go. And then, no, you guys can keep playing. Unbeknownst to us, we were all sitting there going, "What's going on? Oh, this is weird. We're having a long break." And then it started to click. Parents were turning up and picking their kids up, and we were
so you guys didn't even get told.
No.
So there was no like, children, you need to get the fuck out.
No.
Wow.
None of that. There was none of that. And,
holy shit.
It wasn't until later my auntie pulled me aside. She goes, "Your mum's coming to pick you up.
Yeah.
There's something's happened and you need to go home." But and we took other people. So it was a mass evacuation. The bus didn't even turn up to pick anybody up.
Yeah.
Parents were picking everybody out, and if they could give someone else a ride back home, so kids were allocated into those cars and they were sent to be taken. So we had a carload of kids as well as me and
do
three other
drop-offs
friends
and stuff like that. Yeah.
They all lived around us as well.
Okay.
So that worked out, but yeah, it was going all over the news. But we were driving home, going through roadblocks, military roadblocks that were being set up straight away, like going towards the city. And because the city wasn't far about where we lived. Yeah. It was chaos, man.
Well, Suva's not even. It's Suva, right? Suva's not even really big,
No, it's not big at all. And like all the main arteries into the city were being roadblocked, and we were just going through one after the other, and we're just going. I'm looking at Mum going, "How bad is it?" And she's going,
"Pack your bags. We're getting the fuck out of here."
Yeah. So she didn't want to say too much because Dad was getting news, obviously, of what was going on.
Yeah. Right.
And so he was giving Mum as much as he could. And obviously we didn't have mobile phones back then.
Yep.
So she'd go home, she'd ring him on the phone to see what's going on. Okay. And then what did we do that night? That night.
Packed.
Yeah,
no.
we packed bags. I remember packing bags and then Dad ringing and going, "You need to come get me. We're getting out for the night." And we were like, okay.
That night.
That night we had to get out. So Dad's birthday cooked dinner, sitting on the stove, was packed into a box, and we put it in the boot of the car. We jumped in the car, and we drove an hour and a bit away, which is another town where we originally grew up. Where I grew up, was about an hour away, but we had contacts that we could go stay at their house and stuff like that for the night.
What was it like for your dad? Because he's obviously part of that regime that's been overthrown. Were there times where it was like dicey for him?
At that stage, Ratamara was still in power.
Okay.
So he was still very much involved in being in and out of there.
Yeah.
I remember curfews being put in place. We weren't allowed out after 6 o'clock.
Wow.
No one was allowed out until, I think it was 8 a.m. So, and if you were seen, you were literally arrested. And you were put in prison for, I think it was only for a short period of time.
Yeah.
So, but luckily where we were, what position he was in was able to be given passes and stuff, so we could be out longer if we needed to be. But we never did. Like, why would we want to be when we've got maniacs that are running around with M16s? Running, Yeah. So the group that took over Parliament were military.
Yeah. It was a coup d'etat.
Yeah. So the military took over. They tried to kill the commander at the same time. So they did this one big hit. So they took over Parliament and tried to kill the commander at the same time. So that group took over, and then they turned that Parliament House into this military barracks almost.
Yeah,
all the villages and stuff, the people that turned up there were all being trained in combat and everything. It was literally a military camp at one point, watching it over. When I came to New Zealand,
yes,
kids didn't believe me. They were thinking, what do you mean? Like, well, firstly, they didn't know what a coup was.
But it was all over the TV.
Yeah, and some of them that the ones that watched TV and the news were like, oh, wow, how are you doing? Like they were concerned.
Yeah.
And it was like, there was always that no offense, jock idiot that would be like, oh, cool, so you got to see guys with guns. It's like, yeah, but not.
Yeah, but not in the cool Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of way. This is the one where it's like, if I walk out of line, I die.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
So we're in Auckland, and you've successfully managed to get the fuck out.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
And you're starting this new life, which would have been the single biggest culture shock, because you've gone from quite a nice lifestyle, pretty cool way of life, small school, you're kind of pretty special because your dad's pretty special.
Yeah.
Through to you won a 600, shut the fuck up, toe the company line, don't fucking care who your dad is, why is your assignment not done?
Yeah.
It's in a coup. Good for you.
Actually, I resent that a little bit because because my social studies teacher was actually so engrossed in it. She was like, you know what, it's okay. You just take your time. You've had a stressful time. It's all right. And I'm like, yes.
Exactly.
I survived another week without doing homework.
One teacher.
Yeah, just the one teacher.
Just the one.
And everyone else was like, so what?
Yeah. Home life's tough.
Yeah.
Fucking suck it up. You want to see tough shit? Go to South Auckland. We do an exchange program with Mangarays. And I can say that because I lived in Auckland for about 10 years, so I know shit gets all fucked up. When you got to the new school and you've kind of had this, I'm going to say 180-degree pivot in your life.
Yeah.
Were you still being creative, or were you just, did you kind of, was your head just like stuck in a wobble for a little while?
It was. I mean, I'd be lying if I wasn't stuck in a wobble, because it was just, it was such a massive change, man. I like to say it was an easy transition. I mean, okay, I had friends and stuff here and all that kind of stuff, and I knew them, I still knew them from intermediate and all that, and that was okay. But yeah, I remember, there wasn't, because I'll tell you what happened was, rugby came into my life.
Really?
Because I didn't play rugby back home at that stage. Coming to New Zealand and knowing about the All Blacks and the Fiji Sevens team, all that kind of stuff, being the best in the world and all that. Our 15s team terrible, but they've gotten better over the years. Hold that against them.
You're half 15 and you're a winner.
Yeah. So I mean, that became a thing. Like I was just rugby became as it would as a well. They saw me. I was what was I? I must have been like
A tank?
5'8" and 130 kgs.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was literally that guy's going in the front row.
yeah.
So I was
Prop.
thrown into prop position almost instantly. So that was kind of a culture shock thing too. That whole being in a rugby team, and learning rugby was all very much. Even though like learning it, you still knew all about how the logistics worked in the islands and stuff.
Yeah.
But being a part of an actual like proper team where you travelled and all that kind of stuff was, it was interesting. I think when I got to at the end of my last term of third form, I went into art because I did miss
Really?
I did do art when I was at the end of my third form year.
Yeah.
The fourth term, I wanted to give art a go because I thought, and it wasn't. You know how you sign up for things and you're like, oh yeah, we'll be able to do this, and then you get the assignments and you're like, that's not what I was expecting that to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you're figuring out how to shade a circle and stuff, and you're like, huh? Like it's just a complete, absolute mind. It just threw me.
It's okay to swear.
Oh, okay. It was a complete mindfuck.
Yes.
It just completely threw me off, and it kind of did put me off a little bit. I'd go home and just draw my own thing. Because that's what I wanted to do. But then you see all these other people. What used to make really just is people that could really do that kind of art.
Yeah.
And it still does to this day, really, when I see people do art that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, like they do a fucking fruit basket or something. And you're like, fuck you.
I literally can pick that fruit up, can't I? Oh, no, it's a painting. Fuck you. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, so... now I actually want to eat an orange. That's that kind of thing. It's so realistic. But yeah, it kind of and things later. Well, should we fast forward a bit? Where I start to really I really found Windows Movie Maker is what I found.
Well, we're going here.
So yeah, I mean,
and this is in high school still.
Yeah, still in high school.
Okay, right.
So it like I think what was this? I can't actually remember what this thing was. They gave us like a video clip, and you had to cut it up and do your own thing with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, back then, Movie Maker was not much.
No.
So you could barely do anything on it. But at the same time, it was just that I found that really fascinating. And today I still do. I still find that absolutely fascinating.
Yes, you do.
So that kind of still sat back in my mind for quite a long time. And later on, talking to some friends and that about, that own production companies, they're like, oh, I don't know about you. They always just say they hated editing because they had to sit there or something. I love editing, man.
Yeah.
I could sit there. It's almost therapeutic to me. I'd sit there and easily cut something up and put it together, and the satisfaction of creating something and and it turning out the way you wanted it to. Oh, that is the high that I love.
It was, and look, I mean, I'm lucky with producer Andrew. He edits, and editor Lee, who does just a shitload of editing. They both have very contrasting styles. Andrew's got a very set way that he likes to edit. Editor Lee's got a set way that she likes to edit. Both of them will marvel at each other's. It's like, how the fuck did you do that? And it's like, I don't care. How the fuck did you do that? Like, they've all got their own little tricks and tips and stuff like that. And it really is a case of like, you script something, you shoot it, and you edit it. And the edit's where it all kind of comes together. Yeah.
Which I mean, that's helped me out so much now. Like with the role in wrestling now, which is where I use like, can I mention different softwares? Wondershare?
I don't give a shit.
Wondershare is like my fucking favorite thing to go to, man. Like editing wise, things to pick up on, whether it's so. I guess we'll touch on the wrestling this part, like the doing trons for everyone. So 90% of those trons that you see, they're all me. It's either me or it's Jake.
Yeah.
Jake and I both like we'll Discord call each other and we'll sit there for an hour and we'll figure out someone's tron together, or I'll start one, go, hey, have a look at this, what do you think? Does it fit what you want it to do, what we want it to come across as? And he goes, yep, that's cool. And then I'll add a couple other bits and pieces into it, and it just fits everything. And it's all about the music as well, the music that they're using as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have I segued into this right or not? I don't know.
I don't fucking care, man.
Okay.
You can dug as hard as you want, man.
That's continued on. I still love doing that now. I still love. I get someone. Oh, who messaged me the other day? Tommy Fusion messaged me the other day.
Oh wow!
And
wow.
him and Phoenix Italian are tagging together over in
Yes,
the UK.
they are. Yeah,
Is the Kiwi Crusade, and they were like, "Hey,
that's cool.
can you create a Tron for us?" I mean, sure. What's the music? They give me the music. I literally had something done within half an hour.
Yeah.
And he got back to me. He's like, "Dude, every time I don't have to say much to you. You just do it." And it's. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, Mark. Like people send me stuff. They give me their what their gimmick is, and the music, and I just fit stuff in to make it work.
Yeah.
And it usually works every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love doing that. I love doing that kind of stuff. That's helped me out with the transition into the production side of wrestling.
Now let's sort of get into that side of things, because you do a lot creatively, and you've done a lot creatively as well. You had a podcast.
Oh yes.
And is that kind of where all of the technical creative stuff sort of started?
I did streaming. So over COVID,
Yeah.
streaming was a in thing to do, right? I did that. So I did streaming for that whole period of time actually. So every time I was not at work, I was on 4 or 5 hours streaming video games and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Which then played into later on going, let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
And then, so when I joined IPW, I did the IPW trial in early 2020. I got accepted, and then while at that training, I met another trainee who we got on pretty well, and I said, well, hey, look, I'm having this idea about creating a podcast, because there was a couple other podcasts that were here in New Zealand as well that were doing it on Facebook, and I was thinking, you know what, I could do something better than this. It was what infuriates me, and this will probably get under some people's skins. I don't really care now, but the whole sitting there going live, right? They're sitting there looking at the screen, and they're going, "Hey guys, we're just waiting for a few more people to come in." I hate that.
Yeah.
I absolutely can't stand that. That is so no.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing it on Instagram Live, right, or on IRL, you're out and about something.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. But if you're doing it as a proper thing,
Yep.
please don't do that. It is fucking terrible.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I did I created the whole look of it, the beginning, the start, and then you can actually watch from well, actually no, you can't now because they've all gone. But you can see the progression of how I got better and better at it.
Yeah.
Because by the time I got to the end of it, it was perfect. Like it was, the cues were great. We were transitioning in and out of talking to people.
Yeah.
What we used to have a lot was the connection between my co-host and I was always usually terrible. He'd cut out and disappear and leave me to do all the talking.
Yeah.
And then, later on figuring out that there was actually I could go through a website that would level out everything and we'd all be there on screen all the time.
Yeah.
So it was. I wish they'd figured that out at the beginning. Because that would have made it so much more, I think, enjoyable. Because it used to get really frustrating when technical issues.
Yeah.
Technical issues always are freaking frustrating.
Pain in the ass, man.
And so did that for quite a while. We did that for quite a while actually. Then obviously because we couldn't be consistent with time because I had work and my days rolled, so I had a rolling roster. So I'd either be working on the next Tuesday, or I'd have 2 Tuesdays off in a row, and then I'd be working the next
What were you doing?
I was working in mental health.
Okay, right.
I was working as a mental health assistant in Hamilton, and the roster would roll over those days. We'd be 4 weeks not doing a Tuesday, and then we'd kind of agree. Oh well, what's the next available day? My co-host wouldn't be available. Then it would just never work out. So
consistency and
we'd
stuff.
have to wait for the next 4 weeks to roll over.
Yeah.
And then so it was fun though. It was good interviewing people. That the crew that all came on, that we had, all the guests that we had, even it was all the people at the time like Will Power and all that kind of stuff when he was coming up as champ.
Yeah.
You know, we had one of my favorite interviews was. We had Meg on, we had Meg and Kate, we had Brittany. I get it right because I know if she finds out that I said her name wrong.
Man, she's not too far from Hamilton. She'll kill you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
She'll drive to your house and stab you.
Yep, she
like
will.
It's a shanking. She's a lovely lady, and it's watching her be inducted into
got it right, Brittany.
seeing her being inducted into the IPW Hall of Fame. It was just like, oh, she seems so lovely. And then you go back and watch some of her matches. It's like, no, she'll kill a fucker.
She throws a wicked forearm.
Yeah.
Holy mother! I remember one of my first trainings. We were being taught forearms, and they paired her off with me, and I thought, okay. I was, the usual.
Yeah, you're a girl.
I wasn't, I wasn't.
How bad can it be?
Oh yeah, no, this, and she said, oh yeah, no, that's not too bad. Yeah, do more like this. Whammo! Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
All right. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Where did the interest for wrestling come from? Because at no point during this podcast thus far have you mentioned anything about WWE, WCW, anything. Was it a late discovery in life?
Let me take you back to a time. No, I'm kidding.
Take me back.
We were. So my family and I used to love going to Hawaii for Christmas.
Oh, that's a shame.
So
fuck you. Just jet across to Hawaii.
At one point, Mum and Dad owned an apartment in Hawaii on the Alawai Canal opposite the Ala Moana Shopping Centre. So anyway, no. So my mum and Dad also had connections in really high up ones. So with Dad and his work. So I guess you could also say my dad is the reason why Fiji, Hawaii, and Māori are connected. So my father introduced Ratamara to Te Arekinui de Te Tai Tokerau, but also introduced her to Princess Abigail Kawananakoa. She's she was probably one of the last. Well, no, because that family they're still continuing on. There are Kawananakoas that are still in the princes at the moment. So they're the chief line for Hawaii.
Yeah, wow.
So Dad was the instigator of the creation of the meeting of those three nations, and that's why, like at Koronehan the other week, Fiji was there, Hawaii was there, Tonga was there. So
far out.
So while in Hawaii for Christmas one year, I was relegated to my bedroom because the adults were all having fun, the fun over in the living room, dining room,
drinky.
And so I'm sitting in my room with my own TV in it, and I'm flicking through, and then I went, oh, what's this? And it's this Samoan guy on TV yelling at a camera, telling this guy that if he wants his smoking skull belt back, he's going to have to go fish it out of the Hudson, throws this belt off the bridge.
Wait, that's your first...
And then he goes, oh, you're probably going to need some oxygen with that. I don't know if this tank is full or whatever. Woof, biffs the oxygen tank off as well. My first promo ever was The Rock and Stone Cold. Stone Cold in the arena, Rock out on the Hudson Bridge, throwing the belt off it, telling Stone Cold that he needs to get his monkey ass down here if he wants to come get his belt, being thrown out into the Hudson.
That's your first introduction to wrestling.
And then I was, for the 3-4 weeks we were in Hawaii, every Monday night I was watching Raw.
Wow.
And then in amongst that, I also found WCW, but just didn't really tickle my fancy. I think that's when I got introduced to Sting and Hogan.
In the Crow era?
Yeah, Crow era.
Yeah.
So him coming down from the rafters.
Yeah, best
That's
era.
when I first witnessed him.
Yeah.
But that didn't take my interest. I think it was the fact that there was, and please, it was the first time seeing an Island Boy on American TV going, oh, this dude's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, this is unbelievable. Where's he from? And then that started my whole researching thing. I needed to get his book or whatever he had or whatever. Which I did end up getting in the end. Got given to me as a Christmas present. But just that whole thing, like that whole era, that Attitude Era.
It's amazing.
Oh, there's been nothing like it since. I mean, here it's kind of touching on a little bit, but not even now. Like that was just, and I think that's everyone in my age, and that's older that knew all about that.
Yeah,
that was wrestling that I watched that religiously into the 2000 when the Cena era came up.
Ruthless Aggression.
After that, when he became the master of thugonomics.
Okay,
and then after that,
I
kind of stopped after that.
Yeah.
I just Fiji wasn't easy to get wrestling. Fiji wasn't really wrestling. Only didn't really turn up until later on, as the Ruthless Aggression era was coming in.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't. I didn't find it interesting anymore.
Did you? And you're sort of you've transitioned to New Zealand at this point as well.
Yeah, so we were coming,
and then you sort of bow out of it.
Yeah, I just bowed out of it. Funny. Here's a story for you. I was talking to Jake about this not long ago, and I think we were talking about Vinny. And the funniest thing ever, my first ever IPW show was Coastal Assault up in Stanmore Bay Leisure Centre.
Oh,
at the Hibiscus Coast,
yeah.
which I think was about 2006.
Okay.
I think I talked to Conan about getting dates on that. Jake was in the crowd that day.
No.
As well as I was. So
what the hell?
That is so... I was like... He's like, yeah, I was sitting up on the bleachers. Like, bro, I was on the bleachers opposite you. If you were on those bleachers, I was looking across at you if that was the case.
That's serendipitous.
That was ridiculous, man. Like, we were just sitting there going... He's like, yeah, I was just a little runt then.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness, because back then, two of my favorite wrestlers, when I got it, like, I heard it coming, it was one of those things. I found it because I came to stay with my mate that was in Hibiscus Coast.
Yeah.
I stayed there for the weekend. He had to go work. He had to leave for work early, so I said, oh, well, I'll see what's going on. And then I found the poster of IPW being here in Hibiscus Coast.
Yeah.
I'll go to that while you go to work.
And is that where your reintroduction to wrestling happens?
Kind of, yeah. So it was, yeah, I did kind of start watching wrestling again. I really wanted to do it, and I guess my mother thinking, oh, well, it's too dangerous, all that kind of stuff, you know.
Well, we've all done rugby, right? Jesus.
I know, right? So it still didn't. No, she didn't. It wasn't an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So it was just, we just didn't worry about it. So I still kept in contact with Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny and I talked for many years after. And then, it just died. Wrestling died out for me, and I was just not interested. And then IPW started turning up on my Facebook page, through my Facebook, and I'm going, oh, I remember this place.
Yeah.
Looking into it. Looking at people that were still involved in it, I messaged Vinny, hey, what's happening? How's it going?
Yeah.
Be cool to come and do something cool and all that kind of stuff. And then 2019, my partner at the time and I were on holiday in Taranaki.
Mm-hmm.
She was from Taranaki. And while we were down there, they were having Taranaki turmoil.
Oh, yep.
So I thought, well, hey, would you be keen to go and watch this? Let's go have a watch. She's like, yeah, cool. That's something we can do. Go out to dinner afterwards or whatever. Went and watched it. Vinny was there. And literally, I went and talked to him after that.
Yeah.
I caught up and was like, oh, dude. I said, I haven't seen you. Catching up and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he said to me, oh, there's a trial coming up soon. Are you still keen?
Oh, the open days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got an open day coming. You should give it a go, man. It's like, I'm like, oh, bro, I don't know. And then that was like October. And then December was Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
At the boxing gym, the boxing arena. There was the night.
That's going way back.
Yeah,
man.
there was Jamie and Jake in the main.
Yeah.
So that show's weird because that talk about serendipitous.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the front row with my partner.
Yeah.
3 people over was Spartan.
Oh yeah.
Frankie.
Yeah.
And AJ was sitting 3 people away from me. In ring at the time.
Yeah.
The ring announcer.
Yeah.
Was Ben Cattell.
No way.
And I send this photo to Ben every. I think I did it for him, and on my anniversary of when I joined IPW. I said, "Who would have thought?" And it's literally the screenshot of the show.
Yeah.
Him in the ring announcing, and I'm in the front row. I'm on hard cam.
Yeah.
You can see me on hard cam sitting in the front row. I go, who would have thought that 3 years later, 3 years later, debuting, that you and I would become a thing and become quite a big part of New Zealand wrestling or IPW.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it was nuts, man. It's just, and then 2020 rolled around. January they had the intake, the open day. I went and tried out. I thought I did absolutely dog shit because it was horrible.
Okay, when was the open day?
January 2020. It was after my birthday, so it would have been the end of January, I think.
And then 6 weeks later, lockdown.
Yeah. Yes. And that sucked. Like we'd just gotten into.
Yeah.
We started one lot of stuff. We'd gotten it. We were about to get ready to move on to the next stuff. Bang.
Lockdown.
We're stuck.
Yeah.
And at this stage, I was traveling from Hamilton every Wednesday. So I'd travel from Hamilton to Henderson every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thanks to my lovely partner at the time. She was gracious enough to drive me there and back because of, well, I'll be brutally honest, I had medical issues at the time that wouldn't allow me to drive. So,
Really?
Yeah. So I suffered from sleep apnea real bad.
So I have CPAP.
Yeah, so
so do I, yeah.
I got medically told that I wasn't allowed to drive.
I wasn't allowed to do it unless I got a machine.
Yeah. So I got a machine.
Yeah.
And I've been fine ever since.
Same.
Which is great, eh?
Yeah.
They're fantastic things, those things.
Best $2,000 I spent in a long time.
I mean,
Because
saved my life.
I know, right? Yeah. $2,000 over 10 years. It works out well.
So yeah, but yeah, I was traveling up every Wednesday. She'd sit in the car while I went and trained for 2 hours. Well, actually, no, I lied. She went to Kmart most of the time. And then it just progressed, man. So we
funny.
do that, and then we progressed on from there. Came back from COVID. Did what we call a rookie mania, which is where if you what you've learnt with the trainers, in a match and stuff like that. That was really cool. And then it just progressed from there, man. Like, it's just been nuts. It's a roller coaster.
Okay, so now I'm very interested to know the journey through IPW. We've been fortunate enough to have a couple of previous wrestlers on the podcast, and we've had Mikhail Mulipola, who is Liger in IPW. He's also an amazing comic book artist and graphic artist, etc. We've had Hinade, who is sort of the brains behind Aotearoa Wrestling, which is why you're here this weekend.
Yep.
So his journey was fascinating because he kind of walked us through the whole, his relatively tough childhood through to finding gym, through to finding wrestling and training with like Mark Hunt and those guys, all the way through to getting the call up to New Japan, and then everything kind of happened there. Now this is I guess this is the sort of fascinating part because you are a very unique individual when it comes to wrestling. Now, I can full transparency for everyone watching and listening. My son is in the podcast studio while we're filming this, and we travel to pretty much all of the IPW shows.
I think I've seen every single one.
Yeah. So your character is very interesting. Now, you go by Jayrilla. And Benny, who was the ring announcer at the time, is now your manager. And you have a very unique style. What was the process for finding that character? Because it is a character.
Oh, yeah.
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 And it's funny because, if anyone was to watch your matches, I'll just say this. You don't talk a lot, but you're incredibly verbose in person.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you talk to some wrestlers, they say, I just crank it up by fucking 100.
Yeah.
But you almost mute the conversation.
Yeah. It's really weird because I was talking about this with another wrestler the other day. If we lived by our gimmicks, and we went by, he said to me, "Can you just imagine you being in a McDonald's drive-thru ordering a Big Mac? Would you like a Big Mac? Would you like a large combo with that? Roar the whole time, That's all my answer would be.
Yeah. You'd get, the first hurdle would get stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, are you using the app today?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Is that a yes or a no, sir? Would you like to place your order?
And then see me driving
Drive
up
on
to the dragging them out the window. Yeah.
But how did was that always going to be the character, or were there other characters along the way? I want to just lift the curtain back a little bit on this one.
Where did I come up with Jayrilla?
And did you have anything before Jayrilla?
I don't think I did, to be honest. I don't think I did. You know why? Because at the time of me doing all this, Kong Skull Island had not long been out.
Okay, yep.
And I'm a massive
film.
King Kong fan.
Great film.
Love the Peter Jackson one as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, I really liked King Kong,
Yeah.
and I wanted to do something cool. And even the first prototype of my suit that I wear, I got done. Isaac did a really good job, and did he suggest the fur or did I do it? No, he suggested the fur.
It's the fur on the front, right?
The fur that was down my back and it comes
Yeah.
down the side, on the sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
He thought that'd be a great idea, and I loved it when he'd come up with it. But at the creatively coming along later on, he got too busy, so he couldn't make me my suit. So I found this ballerina maker. She did little ballet suits for girls. So that's
Right.
literally. I mean, she's just making an oversized grown man one.
I mean,
So-
it's not a lot of difference, right?
No different whatsoever.
No.
Um,
You're just not going to pirouette.
Not saying that I can't.
I know. And later in the podcast, Jay will be doing a grand jeté and assuming first, second, third, and fourth position.
Oh man, wouldn't that'd be something that you?
Ballet was part of my drama degree, so I know those
my
things.
goodness.
So I was using the actual terms as well.
Oh my goodness,
Briar Horrocks,
Wait for
man.
this wall to turn around. There's a bar sitting here ready for me to do.
And limber.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, no, see, even the name, it was just Jay, and I thought, well, it has to be Jayrilla. I can't, it's like, I did think of Jay Kong at the point, or...
Yeah, Jay Kong would have been interesting.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that too close to Awesome Kong, though?
Yeah, I think that was what I went away from that.
Yeah.
But, like, I just had to figure out something that would work.
Really glad you didn't go with King, man.
Yeah, no.
Jack King would have been terrible.
I didn't see it that way until you said it.
I just set it up so perfectly.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I mean, but then Jacked Off Maximum would have to...
There's a funny story for you for that. I'll tell you that off the podcast.
We'll take that offline.
Yeah.
Jayrilla. Yeah.
And I threw the Great Ape in there
Yeah.
because I thought, well, they have to, if they don't get what Jayrilla is, that was the other thing, because people were not saying Jayrilla, they were saying Jayzilla, and thinking me as Godzilla.
Yeah.
And I'm going, no, I've got to have something in there to create that, separation from it.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, can we put the Great Ape in front of it?
Would Jayzilla have been a bad thing, though?
No, because I'm not a fan of Godzilla.
Okay, right.
And it was perfect when those two battled it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, no, this is perfect.
Jay-Z as well.
Nah.
We don't need the Diddy connection. Anyway, carry. Coat yourself in KY. So rub yourself down in oil before you take to the stage.
It's a really good, nice cocoa butter.
It
all right?
is. Cocoa or coconut?
Cocoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Industry secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, trade secrets are all spilling out tonight.
Get it
We
from your
use
local chemist warehouse
O'Shea
for only
cocoa butter.
Oh.
Okay, so after you've buttered yourself up,
Yeah.
put yourself in between two slices of bread,
Yeah.
the Great Ape is born.
The Great Ape is born. Yeah. Yeah. Fur and all.
Yeah.
Even the chops thing, leaving the sideburns in was just an idea to keep it. I thought of a gorilla with its, the way that it's furry on the face. And that kind of stuff. I just get it. And this whole mullet thing I got going on at the moment, that's just kind of something new that I wanted to create, being different.
Right. Okay.
Just to be different. And I think it's an excuse to grow my hair out, because this is the longest that anyone that watches this from my family will be like, what is he doing? Like, this is nothing that I've ever done before. So
Yeah, it looks like you're really going for a lot of party at the back.
yeah, it's definitely going for party at the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was, and talking with the bookers and making sure that was what they wanted, and I'm very much a person, if I have to do if they want something, then I have to integrate what they want, right?
Does that make you a people pleaser?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have to, in this situation, I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything right, so that I didn't do something wrong, or it didn't go the way that they wanted it to, and all that kind of stuff.
And I guess the other question then becomes, you're about to portray essentially a non-verbal ape, right? Is that a character that they go, we can relate to that, we can use you, or do you run that risk of going, fuck that, this character's just not going to connect at all?
I think they was just doing when they knew that I was just going to be this big dude that was just going to come and wreak havoc.
Yeah.
Why did I need to talk? I can talk if I want to.
Yes.
But
you have.
I think I yell a lot. I yell people's names out here and there.
Yeah, and I think at Winter Warfare, I think you had a sentence.
Yeah, I think that was the most I've ever said.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, right, he's talking.
Yeah. He's evolving.
Yeah, shit. It's fucking Planet of the Apes here. They're not going to call him Jayrilla. He's going to be called Caesar. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, there is the factor of me being able to talk, but it was just be better if someone else did it for me.
Yeah, right.
Which is where the idea of having a Paul Heyman character with me.
Yeah.
And there were a few candidates for it. I mean, the leading into it.
Benny wasn't the original.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't the original. And the only reason why he, and oh man, this is pulling the curtain back. The only reason why he won the candidacy for that was because the other person that was in line for it, we couldn't guarantee that he could be consistent in turning up for every show. So,
really,
yeah, that was the only reason why he lost out. That's the only reason why Ben won it. Yeah, the other person lost out.
Is it someone that's still involved in the scene? I'm not going to ask for names.
Okay, yeah, they are kind of.
Yeah,
they are kind of.
Right.
Yeah, they pop up every so often here and there, and they you'll see them at shows sometimes.
Okay, right.
But yeah, it was just a consistency thing, and I thought, oh, well, what happens if we've got a big one and he can't make it? You know, that would be like the Eliminator. You know, that would be
one of the flagship events.
Yeah, no, and I'd really need him. So, we went with Ben, and Ben was literally coming back into the fold after being away having a son.
He was out for a while, eh?
Yeah, so when he left to go have a baby with his wife, and that was kind of like that took him away from wrestling for a little while, which is fair.
Yep, yeah, 100%.
So yeah, he was away for about 2 or 3 years because it was end of 2022 when he appeared, and he was doing the shtick against Stevie. The arguing between the two.
I think end of 22 is when we got involved. Yeah, I'm just having to check with my my wrestling guru here. The first match we saw was the Eliminator. No, it was the Night Before Christmas, and I think it might have been the steel cage one that we saw.
Oh, the 22 one.
Yeah, 22 one. Yeah. That was our first introduction. Yep. And Dion McCracken, New Zealand's most winningest manager.
Of course.
And creator of That Sweet Pop. If everyone go checks that out, great podcast. He was my boss, and he knew that my son was getting picked on and bullied a lot.
Yeah.
And I'd introduced my son into wrestling, and Dion said, well, we've got New Zealand wrestling. And I was like, no. He was like, well, there's a show coming up in a few weeks. So I jumped online, bought tickets straight away, and took my son down. Haven't looked back. It's been amazing. What a hell of a journey.
Oh, yeah. You've pretty much been through my whole journey. Like, you've been there at everything.
Wow.
I think, pretty much. Yeah. I think I've missed 2 shows the whole time in my run so far. Maybe one. I think Seeing Red.
One, yeah.
Seeing Red I wasn't at because I was in the States.
Yeah, I'm getting the confirmation that So when I've got a statistician here, I get to know all the. Yeah. He's like, no, it's just one, Jay. It's not 2. It's just definitely one.
Yeah, it's definitely one. Thank you.
Yeah. Statistician Sean.
Because I remember my debut. You were there. Yeah. Because you 2 were in the front row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we've only ever been front row.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
You know, and it's funny because like. No, there's one show we weren't, as I've just been delicately reminded that I was too late getting tickets and messed up, and I'll never be allowed to forget that ever. But it's interesting because like there's now a few of us that have all got like that front row VIP thing.
You certainly do. You're an eclectic group.
Yeah, we are. But it's funny because like all of us, well, the parents, it's all for the kids.
Yeah.
You know, like there's Paul Searle,
Yep.
and he brings all of his kids, and then he's got his work colleagues, and they bring their kids, and he's got his cousins, and they all come, and then there's me and Sean, and I've brought a few of his mates down, and then there's Katie and Alfie.
Hi, Katie and Alfie. I love you know what? Every time I watch, so we have a secret camera that records everything for us later on, that goes out later on.
Yeah.
And the first person I go to watch on all those bits of footage back is straight to Alfie, because I want to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because obviously I don't. Also pulling the curtain back on this, majority of the time I'm blind because I don't wear glasses.
Yes.
And I don't wear contacts.
Yeah.
Except for I'm looking at investing in contacts now, so I'll be able to see every show going forward.
Yeah.
But usually,
Yeah.
I am blind as a bat, and I don't see anyone's reactions. I just generally know where my family is, because that's where I put them. And I know who's in the front row. So,
Which is usually
that exact lineup that you just said.
exactly.
With Auntie and that thrown in there at the other end. So, so it's crazy, man. Like, but that's one of you four are probably the first four that I go and watch.
Oh wow!
When I go to watch that footage back, because I want to know the reactions that you're giving.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, it was funny watching. We were just discussing this. I was discussing with someone before. When I was in my match against Xander Taylor.
Oh yes.
And he hit me with those 3 clotheslines.
Yeah.
And I went down.
Yeah.
The reaction on your face. Wunderbar. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I mean, so it's I look at it purely from a storytelling perspective.
Yep.
You know, and I've had conversations with Jake and Troy and all those guys, because I think they do some of the really good storytelling.
Yeah.
And I've even said to Jake, there was quite early on in our IPW journey, there was a particular match that he was in, and he lost, and he just stayed in character while he was just sitting down by the steps for the ring the whole time. He never broke character, not once. And I was like, sir, that is absolutely outstanding character work. You know, and that's all from the drama stuff. So when it's been interesting watching you, so obviously for those of you that are listening, Jay is what I would like to call a brick shit house. That would never be demolished by another brick shit house. Miley Cyrus could come in with her wrecking ball, and there would be it would be like bounce.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting watching your character, because you are presented as a unstoppable machine, and you've gone up against some really ridiculous lightweights, and everyone's like, squash match, and it's like, yeah, but it's going to be entertaining. 3 moves, done. And then there's been these other bigger ones every now and then that have just kind of been dotted in there. You know, I remember when you had a match against Jamie Tagatese.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Jamie, excellent presentation, strong intro, crowd favourite. And he came out, and I remember everyone going, this could be it. This could be the way. Fucking anyone's going to do it. It's going to be Jamie. And Jamie lost. And I remember the oxygen just being collectively sucked out of the room at the time. And then James Shaw. And then the fact that Xander actually dropped you. I remember looking around at everyone's faces like, no, this can't be. He's a rookie. He's gonna. Oh my god, he might do. No, he's not gonna do it. But there was that moment where you dropped to the knee, and it was just like, holy shit, he might actually do it. And it's just been so interesting to see your character and your journey.
And here's another thing, Mark. I can't take full credit. I can't take full credit for the way.
Which was going to be my next question.
Go, send it to me.
How much of the long-term storybooking do you have involvement versus the actual bookers?
I can't take any credit for any of that. That's nothing to do with me.
Wow.
That's all the bookers.
Do you get any?
I get say on what I want to do in a match.
Right.
And
John Cena 5 Moves of Doom?
Well, I mean, it's literally what you said. It's about the story.
Yeah.
If it fits into the story and it fits into my character and it works, we're doing it.
Yeah.
if I come up with the idea that I want to do a moonsault off the second rope, how fucking know you're doing a moonsault off the fucking second rope? Even though it looked fucking amazing.
I'm sure Brock Lesnar's shooting star press is amazing.
Yeah, with a broken neck and all. Yeah, but it's just it's being there. There have been moments where I've been frustrated, and that's not unknown because it's been talked about before, where they've been asked a question about me and my character, and does he the presentation is definitely nothing. I can't take full credit for that because if it wasn't for the way that I was being booked, it wouldn't be it.
Your character may not have been where it is now. Okay,
No.
So then I'm going to ask a question, and I'm actually not expecting you to answer this, so please don't feel like you have to.
Mm-hmm.
It is a question that, as someone who goes to a lot of the shows, you have been built up in a very specific way as a unstoppable force.
Which has never been done this way
Yeah.
from
In New
what
Zealand
I've
wrestling, from my understanding.
yeah.
Okay, so it's got very WCW Goldberg feels, and WCW booked themselves into a corner. How do you get out of that? Don't answer the question. Don't answer it. Don't answer
Okay,
it.
all right.
I don't actually want you to.
Okay.
But that's just.
Yeah.
It's like you're the champ.
Yeah.
Who beats everyone.
Yeah.
Sean came up with one of the only plausible ways for you to lose the belt, which would be in a three-way where anyone can pin anyone, and that's it, and you lose it without taking the pin.
Yeah.
Realistically, that would certainly make sense.
Yeah.
So don't answer that, because what I want to do is I want to segue into something.
Okay.
Now, you recently got back in front of the camera.
Oh, yes.
And as soon as I saw the first initial clip of
It was The Conjuring.
the clap
Oh, yes.
scene from The Conjuring,
Yes.
I was like, and I haven't heard that many fucks in a single 16-second time frame ever, and I was like, subscribe. And I think I was like first or second, but I was just like, this is just going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
How the hell did... Now, it's all kind of based around your Jayrilla name, because it's called Jayrilla, right?
Yeah.
How the hell did Jayrilla come about?
Okay, so Amanda, or Mans...
Who's your offsider co-host, right?
Yeah, my co-host.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
her and I have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I've known her to love horror movies and be into horror.
Yes.
She knows I am.
She's a great person.
Fuck you, Mark. Like, don't give her a big enough head that she can't, fuck's sake.
Mans, if I could recommend that you make Jay sit down and watch Weapons.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah. I managed to finish that last night, and it scared the living shit out of me. And I love horror. Weapons on Horrorla. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Late Night with
shit.
the Devil, Long Legs, Talk to Me. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that's come out recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of...
Terrifier 1, 2, 3.
We've got our catalog at the moment is we've got about got about 15 movies that were already reviewed that are ready to be
Wicked.
that are currently being edited.
Wicked.
So they'll slowly start releasing. We did The Substance, which is already out.
Yes. That was great.
And I have to say that movie was a complete mindfuck for me.
I know. Body horror is very unique.
Yeah. So that was probably a weird one for me. And then tomorrow, Conjuring 2 releases.
Yep.
So that'll be out tomorrow.
Yep.
Which is
Hate the Nun.
You want to see how many fucks I do in that time?
All right.
That space of time.
You had a lot of fucks to give on that one.
There's definitely. I gave everything I could give that day. That was unbelievable.
So this podcast probably going to come out around November, December, somewhere around there. But at that point, there'll have been a few others come out. But
definitely.
Yeah, the Conjuring one, when I first saw that, I was like, it's half an hour of just sheer awesome. Because that is one of the most terrifying films for me, and it still scares me to this day. Slow burn, and just everything just goes off the rails right at the end.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But watching someone that's never being a huge horror aficionado, it just fills me with joy.
Yeah, glad it does.
Probably fills you with something else.
Yeah. No, that's left on the chair afterwards. No.
But how did all of this come about?
I remember talking to Amanda one day, and I said to her, "Hey, why don't we do a reaction channel?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah." I said, "Wouldn't it be cool? You love horror, and you know how much I get shit scared.
Yeah.
It'd just be hilarious. You laughing at me every time I get a jump scare.
Yeah.
Which is literally what's happened the last
is.
3. So it's literally what it is." And she said, "All right." Well, and she literally, like a scroll, went and listed it. "Oh, I've got all the movies here, all these movies that we can watch. It'd be perfect." And I'm going, "Oh, son of a bitch." Okay.
Yeah, what did you get yourself into?
Yeah. And then over the time, I'd purchase gear to record with, and
Yeah.
I needed what we needed and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we just decided, look, let's do one this Friday, and we just sat down and we recorded the first one, which wasn't The Conjuring. It was something else, which I don't think we've released yet. It's on its way. I think
This will be interesting.
I think it was. It might have been Speak No Evil.
McAvoy. James McAvoy.
Yeah,
That's
more of
it's a psychological thriller type stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like Heretic and stuff like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, which we've done that as well.
Wicked.
So
Where can people find Jayrilla?
So-
YouTube, yes.
YouTube, yes. TikTok. So TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are majority all our shorts that we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jayrilla Reactions is what we are.
It's so good, man. It's so cool to see people like that you wouldn't necessarily expect to get in front of the camera, or they've said, or they're natural personalities, but they, for one reason or another, haven't gotten in front of the character, and now they're getting in front of the character.
Yeah.
It's fucking excellent to
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
So I'm loving this, man.
It's also, yeah, it is. I'm enjoying it as well. It's kind of cool. Since not doing the podcast and stuff anymore,
Yeah.
I kind of missed it, and
Yeah.
this is the next best thing. Yeah, I'd love to. I would love to do a live one day where we sit down and we react to a movie, but that's going to be hard with it being the copyright stuff. We'll not be able to do it and all that kind of. So
Gets challenging.
it does, and I have to say we've found it. I've actually got someone that's doing our editing, and he's done a great job so far. So all those shorts and everything that
They're amazing, dude.
Yeah. I'll give you a heads up. The next one that's coming out after this week is Sinners.
Oh, yes, the excellent film. That's a very interesting take on the vampire genre.
Yes.
Very cool.
I love me a good vampire movie.
Yeah. Yes, I'd also recommend 38 Days Later. No, 30 Days of Night.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Josh
The New
Hartnett.
Zealand one. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that one.
Yeah, that's a fucking
Yeah.
cracker.
Yeah.
That one lovely shot, which is almost like a drone going right over the top of the city as people are getting thrown out, and the vampires are like going scurrying around, and there's just like you just see snow, red. It's great. Jay, thank you so much for coming in and sitting down with us, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
It's been fucking a blast.
It's awesome, man. Like, and I've watched this podcast when you've had Henare and you had like I did see that one as well,
Yeah.
and it's been really cool to be a part of this. So.
Dude, thank you so much. And look, next time you're up the way and as Jayrilla is kind of growing and kicking off, I'd love to hear more about it, dude. That'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
There you go, everyone. Jayrilla The Great Ape. Well, Jay Barrack, the incredibly nice guy. So cool to have him on. He's an absolute sweetheart. And really cool. And just some of the interesting topics that we sort of covered in there as well. I mean, I think almost the first third of that podcast was around his time in Fiji and the coup that happened. I will invite producer Andrew to enter the conversation. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good morning.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting one, bro. You just shattered the illusion.
I did. I did it on purpose.
What a dick!
I love a good Easter egg.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Easter eggs. Yeah, that's coming up in about 6 months, isn't it? Anyway, enough. Stop talking about chocolate. I already feel like I'm getting fatter. What was the big takeaway for you with Jay, or the sort of the most interesting thing?
Oh, the most interesting thing has to be that coup story. because I think I was about 9 when that all happened.
Yeah.
Is this the one with that Frank Bainimarama or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
Okay. So I remember this vaguely because it was quite a big story in New Zealand at the time too.
Yeah, it was massive.
And so to hear like a first-hand account and to be that close to it as well, because his dad was like right in there.
Your dad was right in the mix.
Far out. That for me was one of the more I reckon that's one of the more interesting stories I've heard on this podcast.
And we've had a few.
Yeah.
We've had a few. I mean, Lauren Roach.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
it's along those lines of
Absolute-
like almost a great adventure. I mean, it was a sad time and whatnot, and a scary time for him, but
yeah, definitely.
holy shit, what an experience.
It absolutely was. And, from his perspective, like being not only right in the thick of it, but also a kid in your like formative years.
Yeah, to be 14, 15 going through that, where you're on the cusp of like, should I do something or I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Be a very confusing time.
I mean, at that age, I was like going, do I want to try judo? I'd like a girl to kiss to see how that would be.
Yeah, I guess we take for granted how stable our country really is. We have a lot of protests, especially lately and stuff, but we are relatively calm people.
Yep.
And we aren't, too radicalized by any certain idea. Or any certain person either. There's been a lot of people that could have radicalized a lot of people in this country, but it's really interesting that the contrast between like our society and then what happens in another Pacific society is just completely different.
Yeah, it's such an eye opener.
Yeah,
such an eye opener, man. I mean, to hear him talk about how he is just sitting there morning tea.
Yeah,
and
just
then
the confusion
and
in
then
that
it's
moment.
like, and then he's like, "Oh, back to class. Oh wait, there's no bell."
Yeah,
and then all the teachers are going, "Just stay there.
Stay there. Society's falling apart, but just stay there.
Yeah. You're
okay, but everything else isn't.
Life, as you know, has collapsed."
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. Because military coup is
that's no
joke.
joke.
Walk in the park.
No joke at all.
It's a very serious time.
Yeah, and he was talking about the curfews and officers with guns and stuff like that. It's just
multiple roadblocks.
Yeah, just terrifying.
No, that was pretty hard out.
As someone who was 25 when that happened, I remember it very well.
Yeah.
Because it was all across the news.
Yeah.
And it was big deal. It was like leading tonight's story type stuff.
Yeah.
Fiji has undergone another coup because if I remember rightly, it was their second one. In my lifetime, anyway.
Oh, truth. Okay.
So just unbelievably crazy.
I'm gonna have to do some Wikipediaing. Yeah.
A, that's a word, and B, that's the one source of
all
truth.
words are made up, Mark.
Shimon. All right, so thank you for the contribution there, producer Andrew. I'm going to flick to my camera. I'll come back to you a little bit later. So where can you, our wonderful listener and viewer, find us? Well, you could have a look in the following places. For the visuals, it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all Northland Artist Conversation. For audio, it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube Podcasts, all Northland Artist Conversation again. And to make life even easier for yourself, just open up a web browser of your choice. I don't know what you use. I use Chrome. Some people use Opera. There's also Edge and Firefox and a few others. But just open it up, type in Northland Artists Conversation. And I think that first page is ours because we're awesome. It's nice. We have one whole page for ourselves. It's very cool. And you'll find something there as well, whether it be like our social media, whether or not it's the video, whether or not it's the audio. There's a whole bunch of different other podcast platforms that we're on as well. So check it out, guys. And if you would love to be on the show, please feel free to reach out to us. There's actually a whole bunch of ways you can reach out to us. Just reach out to us via through social media. We've had a lot of guests do that recently. It's been very cool. Or you can email hello@northernartistconversation.co.nz, and admin Michelle will reach out to you and she'll throw you some dates and times and stuff like that, and we'll make it happen. It's very cool. We've had a lot of podcasts in this last block. So thank you very much for everyone that's been coming on and participating and just having a good time, because that's really what it's all about. It's nice to learn and discover who people are and what their creative journeys be. I'm going to flick to my wide camera and invite producer Andrew back into the fray while he pushes the magic button.
Yeah, been clearing my throat, so.
Yeah. Well, it is Saturday morning.
Yeah.
We've got big plans this weekend, don't we, producer Andrew?
Yeah, we're doing a little bit. We've been doing a little bit all week. I mean, by the time we finish today, we would have done 7 podcasts in 6 days.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah,
that's nuts.
It's bonkers. I was thinking about it. It actually beats our record.
Oh yeah, easily. I'm pretty sure.
Which was 5 and 4 days.
Yeah.
And this is 7 and 6.
Yeah.
So it's been crazy. It's been an absolute amazing. It's been an amazing week for learning about people and just like their different journeys and stuff and where they've come from.
Yeah.
And huge thank you to admin Michelle for just continually lining people up. She's done an amazing job.
She's very resourceful.
She is
very efficient.
And if you get approached by her, please don't be intimidated by her scare tactics. She is actually real. No, I'm kidding. Michelle's lovely, and she's just incredible at what she does too.
She just got teacher vibes.
She does. She does. Yeah, as opposed to me with the disappointing dad vibes. But yeah, hey, look, thank you everyone for watching or listening. We really appreciate it. Our numbers continue to grow. The podcast has never been about stats or details or anything like that, but it is cool to see we just continue to just chip away and add new people. There are some very cool podcasts in Northland that I am going to give a bit of a shout out to. There's 1978, a New Zealand film podcast. I was recently a guest on that. That's very cool. Thank you very much, guys. And there's also a new wrestling podcast that started up in Whangarei called That Sweet Pop, hosted by New Zealand's most winningest manager, Dion McCracken. It is amazing, and if you're a wrestling fan, or if it piques your interest a little bit after this conversation with Jay, make sure you check it out. It's across all socials. It's very, very good. Anyway, on behalf of myself, producer Andrew, editor Lee, engineer Steve, and the wonderful admin Michelle, my name is Mark Kelly. Thank you very much for joining us on the Northland Artist Conversation, and we'll see you guys really soon.